The old man sat in his favorite rocking chair by the fireplace, his weathered hands clutching a cup of steaming tea. The warmth of the fire danced across his weary face, casting flickering shadows that told stories of a lifetime's worth of memories. Beside him sat his beloved wife, her silver hair cascading gently over her shoulders. They had lived in their humble little cottage for decades, finding solace in the simplicity of their days. But time had taken its toll, and it was becoming increasingly difficult for them to keep up with the chores around the house. With a heavy sigh, the old man's wife suggested they hire a cleaner. Reluctantly, the old man agreed, understanding that they needed assistance to maintain their home. And so, they hired a young woman named Sarah, who seemed kind and eager to help. Sarah arrived at the cottage early one morning, armed with cleaning supplies and a cheerful smile. As she diligently went about her tasks, she noticed a small gap between the wall and the refrigerator. Curiosity getting the better of her, she reached in and pulled out a little dusty box. Her heart quickened as she opened it and discovered a letter inside, its delicate paper bearing the marks of age. With trembling hands, Sarah unfolded the letter, revealing instructions that led to the location of a large sum of money. The words on the paper seemed faded, as if they had been written many, many years ago. Her mind raced with thoughts of what she could do with such wealth. The old couple would never know, she reasoned, and it could change her life forever. Suppressing her guilty conscience, Sarah discreetly tucked the letter into her pocket, making sure the elderly couple remained unaware of her discovery. She finished cleaning their house, bid them farewell, and retreated to her car, the weight of the secret pressing upon her. As Sarah drove toward the abandoned warehouse, the designated location described in the letter, an uneasiness settled in her chest. Something didn't feel right. Thoughts of the old couple and their modest cottage flashed through her mind. They had trusted her and allowed her into their home. Guilt began to gnaw at her, and she made a sudden decision to turn the car around. Days passed, and Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of dread that had settled deep within her. She had made the right choice by not pursuing the hidden fortune, but the events that followed haunted her. The news blared from the television, revealing a series of disappearances involving cleaners who had gone missing. Her blood ran cold as they reported the discovery of a woman's body in the very same location she had considered visiting. It all became clear to Sarah. The old couple were involved in something sinister. The letter was a trap, a lure to draw unsuspecting victims to their demise. She shuddered at the thought of what could have befallen her if she had succumbed to the temptation. Fear and anger mingled within her, fueling a determination to expose the truth. Quivering, she dialed the police, her voice trembling as she recounted her story. The authorities took her statement seriously, assuring her that they would investigate the matter thoroughly. Sarah couldn't help but feel a mix of relief and trepidation as she hung up the phone. In the days that followed, Sarah became consumed by the realization that honesty was indeed the best policy. She had narrowly escaped a terrible fate, and her brush with greed had left her shaken to her core. The images of the old couple and their meager existence haunted her, and she couldn't help but wonder what had driven them to commit such heinous acts. Months passed, and the investigation into the elderly couple continued. The truth slowly unraveled, revealing a web of deceit and malevolence. It turned out that the old couple had been orchestrating a string of crimes, using the guise of innocent cleaners to lure victims into their deadly trap. The discovery of their true nature sent shockwaves through the community, shattering the perception of the quaint little cottage and the elderly couple who resided there. Sarah's decision to come forward and expose the old couple's dark secret had not only saved her own life, but potentially prevented more innocent people from falling victim to their schemes. She felt a mixture of gratitude and guilt, knowing that her initial temptation had inadvertently led her to uncover the truth. As the investigation progressed, Sarah cooperated fully with the authorities, providing them with every detail she could recall. The police worked tirelessly to gather evidence, connecting the dots and building a case against the old couple. The weight of her experience pushed Sarah to become an advocate for honesty and integrity, recognizing the importance of speaking up and doing the right thing, even in the face of temptation. Finally, the day of reckoning arrived. The old couple was apprehended, their reign of terror coming to an end. The community breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the scars left by their crimes remained. Sarah attended the trial, facing her fears head-on and offering her testimony. She stood strong, determined to ensure justice was served. During the trial, the full extent of the old couple's malevolence was revealed. Their motivations stemmed from a twisted sense of greed and a desire for power. The large sum of money mentioned in the letter was merely a ruse, a means to entice unsuspecting victims into their deadly trap. Their actions had caused unimaginable pain and suffering, forever tarnishing the memories of their once beloved little cottage. As the gavel fell, delivering the verdict of guilt, Sarah felt a profound sense of closure. The truth had prevailed, and the community could begin to heal. The experience had changed Sarah's perspective on life, leaving her with a profound appreciation for the value of honesty, integrity, and the strength to resist temptation. The old man and his wife were sentenced to spend the remainder of their lives behind bars, their cottage now a solemn reminder of the darkness that once lurked within. Sarah, on the other hand, embarked on a journey of personal growth and redemption. She dedicated herself to helping others, using her experience as a catalyst for positive change. In the end, Sarah learned that the path of honesty and doing the right thing may not always be easy, but it is the only path that leads to true peace and fulfillment. The events surrounding the discovery of the dusty box and the letter had forever altered her life, but it had also taught her a valuable lesson, that even in the face of temptation and danger, integrity and honesty must prevail.